If you feel like you have to prove yourself, if you over-explain why you deserve something, if you tolerate the bare minimum but call it potential, if you shrink your needs so you don't seem demanding, if you're scared that having standards will make you hard to love, you girl especially need this video. Because low standards don't come from being chill, they come from fear. Fear of being alone, fear of not being chosen, fear that this is the best you can get in this lifetime. And when you keep operating from that place, you don't just attract less, you accept less. You normalize less. You build a life that reflects what you tolerate, not what you desire. That's why this video is all about how to raise your standards. So you stop proving your worth and actually know your value and transform your identity. Because when you raise your standard, everything shifts. Your energy changes. Your boundaries get clearer. Your nervous system gets calmer. And your life starts matching your self-respect. As always, I will leave the video chapters on the side of the screen so you can follow along. And make sure you follow me on Instagram, because every week before I record the YouTube video, I post a Q&A box on the topic so you can tell me what you're struggling with. I will include everything here in the videos. Now, let's get into the root of it. Why your standards are low. Low standards are rarely about laziness or lack of awareness. They are about self-concept, and they show up in different areas of your life. So there are relationship standards. You accept inconsistent communication, mixed signals, emotional unavailability, and you just tell yourself they just need time. Also, there are friendship standards. You are the only one who always reaches out, always understanding, always adjusting, but rarely being met. And there are also work and money standards. You undercharge, overdeliver, say yes to things that drain you because you're scared of losing opportunity. There are also self-standards. You talk to yourself in ways you would never talk to someone you love. You accept your own self-betrayal as normal. And the reason your standards are low are simple but painful. You believe you have to earn what should already be given. You think love must be proven, respect must be negotiated, and worth must be demonstrated. So you overgive, you overperform, you overexplain. And then you wonder why you feel exhausted and unseen. Because when you're constantly proving your worth, you're unconsciously telling yourself, I'm not enough as I am. And that belief is the real problem. Raising your standards is not about becoming cold. It's about becoming secure. And the first shift is closing the gap between what you say you want and what you actually tolerate. Because a lot of people say they want secure love, aligned friends, abundant money, high quality opportunities, but their behavior says, I will take whatever chooses me. So it's not your fault, but it's your responsibility. I need to say this clearly. If you struggle with low standards, it's not because you're weak. It's usually because at some point in your life you learned that love must be conditional. Maybe you had to perform to praise. Maybe you had to be low maintenance to avoid conflict. Maybe your needs were minimized, so your nervous system adapted. It learned, don't ask for too much, don't be too much, don't expect too much. And that kept you safe for a long time. But now it's limiting you. It's not your fault that you learned this, but it's your responsibility to outgrow it. Because your current self deserves more than survival standards. You deserve reciprocity, clarity, consistency, effort, communication, respect, all of those. And the standard has to become this. If it costs me my self-respect, it's too expensive. Stop proving your worth. Now, let's talk about the addiction underneath low standards. It's proving. Proving you're lovable, proving you're smart enough, proving you're valuable, it's proving you're not too much. Proving feels productive, but it's actually a trauma response. Because the right people don't require auditions. If someone only values you when you overgive, overperform, or overfunction, that's not alignment. That's a contract you never agreed to. So here's how to cut this pattern. First, take yourself out of the audition stage. You don't need to convince anyone to treat you well. Repeat this until it feels real. I'm not here to prove. I'm here to align. I don't chase. I choose. Second, identify where you overfunctioning. Are you always the one planning? Always initiating? Always explaining their behavior to yourself so it makes sense? Awareness breaks the spell. Third, understand this is nervous system based. If you grew up needing to earn love, your body equates effort with safety. So when someone pulls away, you lean in harder. We don't fix that by shaming yourself. We fix it by building internal safety first, so you don't panic when you're not instantly chosen. Fourth, not games, not manipulation, just restraint. Don't over-explain, don't over-text, don't overgive. Let people meet you. If they don't, that's data you need to say. Let's talk practical. Raising your standards means you stop accepting behavior that contradicts your values. If someone is inconsistent, you don't rationalize it. You observe it. If someone disrespects your time, you don't laugh it off. You address it or you withdraw access. If you feel confused more than you feel secure, that's not chemistry, that's dysregulation. Raising your standards also means you raise them for yourself. You stop breaking promises to yourself. You stop tolerating your own negative self-talk. You stop abandoning your goals the second if it gets uncomfortable. Because self-standards create outer standards. And when you genuinely enjoy your own company, when you're building something meaningful, when your life feels full, you stop clinging to those crumbs. You become selective. And selective is powerful. And you start asking, does this expand me? Does this respect me? Does this feel calm in my body? And if the answer is no, you don't negotiate with it. You release it. You let it go. So how stop caring about being too much? A huge reason people keep low standards is because they are scared of being labeled as difficult. But let's be honest here. Having boundaries will always feel like rejection to people who benefited from your having none. So yes, some people might say you changed, you did. You evolved, you outgrew your old self, and not everyone is meant to evolve with you. Rejection is normal. Outgrowing people is normal. Being misunderstood is normal. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean you're not longer available for what you used to tolerate. The real way you raise your standards is by shifting your identity. Because standards are not rules you write on paper. They are what you energetically allow. So we upgrade your self-image. Write down what you are becoming. Secure, self-respecting, emotionally regulated, abundant, selective, calm. Then write down the beliefs that keep you small. I'm lucky if they chose me. I shouldn't ask for more. This is the best I can get. If I walk away, I will end up alone. And then challenge them with evidence. Look at your life. Where have you already outgrown something? Where did walking away actually create space for better? Two women can receive the same inconsistent treatment. One thinks I need to try harder, and she overgives, she overproves, she overdelivers, she waits, she hopes. And the other thinks this doesn't meet my standard. She steps back, she observes, she redirects her energy, and she chooses differently. The difference is not luck, it's self-concept. And one more thing, stop viewing yourself through the lens of who you were when you had low standards. You are not the girl anymore. Wake up and ask, If I truly knew my value today, what would I tolerate? What would I decline? What would I confidently ask for? And then move with this version of you, because this version exists. Here's the truth: no one else can define your value. Everyone sees you through their own projections, preferences, words, and desires. So if you base your standards on who is approving of you, you will always shrink. You have to become your own source of validation. When something happens and you feel the urge to over-explain or over-prove, pause. Instead of asking, how do I get them to see my value, ask, do they have access to me at this level? Journal it. Record yourself talking it out. Process your emotions without immediately trying to fix the external situation. And then say this to yourself: I don't need to convince anyone of my worth. The right people will recognize me. The wrong people will reveal themselves. Value is not loud, it's embodied. And when you truly know your value, you don't beg, you don't chase, you don't shrink. You choose. And that brings us to the end of this video. If this resonated, comment below and tell me where you are raising your standards first: relationships, friendships, money, yourself. Like this video, subscribe, and check this description for all my links. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, because I post a weekly Q&A box, so you can tell me what you want me to break down next. Thank you for being here with me. It's time you stop proving and start embodying. Bye, my love.